Hey everybody, this is GP, and after the video I did on body image, I got a lot of feedback from people about other things related to that they wanted me to go into and do some EFT on, which I think is a great idea because I said in the first video that body image is actually a composite, right? It's made up of a lot of stuff. It's a reflection of a lot of stuff that's accumulated over the years related to really how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, what you're allowed to be, what you couldn't be, how shut down you feel, how in touch with your desires, with your sensuality, and sexuality, with your ambitions and your aspirations, what you can actually expect from your life. And a lot of the stuff, most of it, if not all of it, is really buried under the surface and what I call energetic assumptions, which are patterns of behavior based on the way the universe looked when you were very, very young, because it got established within a particular environment. You grew up in a particular environment. Your nervous system learned how to respond and act in that environment to keep you safe and put all these patterns in place. And eventually, that turned into a self-image that we have. One of the big ones that somebody pointed out right off the bat just came very quickly, immediately, no hesitation as to, well, what would you want me to do next? It was this. And it was the question of self-worth. And obviously, without a sense of your own value, you're not going to get anywhere. You're always going to be second-guessing yourself. You're always going to be shying away. You're never going to be able to achieve your dreams of the life you actually want. And we're talking about talking about wealth, we're talking about career, we're talking about creativity, we're talking about success in all aspects of your life, we're talking about intimate relationships, good sex. All of it depends on a sense of self-worth. So I'm going to do a round of tapping just on that. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with EFT, or unfamiliar with me and how I do tapping, one of the ways in which I get to this very essential energy that has been really crippled within us is that I voice it completely. I don't try to sugarcoat it. I don't try to put it away, put it off somewhere. I don't try to push it away. There is, if self-worth is an issue for you, and it is for most people, then if self-worth is an issue, then you've, in some way, you have come to the conclusion on an energetic level, very unconscious level, this is not up here, that you really don't have any worth. There's a part of you that thinks it's absolutely true. And so we've got to get to that part. And if you say something to somebody and you say, oh, that's not true, right? What do? Well, yeah, it is. You get back, you kind of get on your, if somebody kind of says, well, let's look at that. Let's look at that more closely and engages you, you're very receptive to hearing what they have to say, and it's a lot easier to kind of lose your position. But if somebody's like beating on you, right, you're just going to get more defensive, right? So we're going to literally let that part of you speak and voice itself. And this first round, I'll do it in 2 rounds. I normally do it in 1 because I can make the transition. We're going to do it in 2 just to see so you can see how it works. Because it's very, very powerful. And I want you to feel the difference too, just by allowing that part of you to have a voice. Because like I said, there's a part of you that's convinced it's true. For it's not even a question. You don't even ask, is it true? Of course it's true, right? And we want that part to speak. So let's get going. Even though I really don't have any self-worth, I have no value. It's really true. I'm not deserving. I shouldn't have all this stuff. I get treated like this and I totally deserve it because I'm not worth anything. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. So even though I am not worth anything, I'm not worth a damn. And that's the truth. There you go. I've admitted it. It's out there for everybody to see. I deeply and completely and profoundly love and accept myself just the way I am. So even though I really am worthless, I'm really absolutely good for nothing, never have been, never will be, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. This is all I got. I choose to accept it. Let's tap through the points. I really am worthless. I am worthy of nothing. I was born that way. I came out defective. I'm still defective. Always going to be defective. No way out of it. I totally accept it. Oh, so unworthy. It feels horrible. Totally horrible. But there it is. I'm not worthy. I am worthless. I have no value. I never have. I never will. This is the truth. I totally accept it. Thank God. I'm so tired of trying to hide it from everyone. So tired of trying to pretend. Twisting myself in knots. Sometimes literally in physical exercise. Dieting. And trying to eat right. And trying to dress right. And saying all the right things. Just so I can try to prove to a bunch of people that I'm worth something when I know I'm not. Go ahead. Publish it. Front page, New York Times. I'm not worth anything. Totally exposed. There it is. I am tired of fighting it. And it's okay. Finally, I am worthless. Take a deep breath. Now, when you say that word, I am worthless, how true does it feel? I'm sure it feels a whole lot less true. First off, the pressure's off. We stopped fighting it. Remember, I'm the creator of inner reconciliation. And if anybody know anything about it, this is what it's all about. It's all about dropping the internal conflict. And we did. It takes two to have a fight. No conflict, no resistance. It's kind of a feeling of peace. And if it really is true that you're worthless, let's just accept it and move on. Really, accept the fact that, this is what it is. This is what I got to work with. I'm moving on. I'm done. I'm tired of fighting it. Tired of making an issue out of it. But notice, when we really put it out there, just say it and tap, it doesn't seem so true, does it? Not defending it anymore. The energy itself can begin to bring the whole thing into balance and get some perspective on it, because it's not really true. It just felt that way. And you were so afraid that it might be true that you just didn't want to face it. And all we did was turn towards it and say, okay, here it is. Notice how that makes you feel. Okay, let's flip the script a little bit here now. Right. Let's tap again. So even though I am worthless, always have been, maybe that can change. Maybe I'm not as worthless as I thought I was. So even though I am worthless, part of me is totally convinced of it, I'm open to the possibility that it's not totally true. That I may have been taught that or concluded that, and I made a mistake. So even though this seems very unlikely, I probably am worthless, maybe I'm not. Maybe that's just an extreme position I got stuck in. Maybe there are some very beautiful parts of me that are totally worthy of everything. I'm open to finding that out. Now let's tap through the points. I am worthless. You know, it doesn't feel completely true. Just going by what I feel here, not trying to force it, just asking the question. What if it's not true? There's been lots of things in my life that I thought were true, really thought were true, found out they weren't, found out they weren't as true as I thought. Some of those things caused me a lot of suffering. But I found out I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about this too. I admit I don't really see my worth right now. But not seeing it is not the same as not having it. So I'm really opening myself up now. I'm really opening up to the possibility that I do have worth, that I can achieve wealth, that I do deserve a great, intimate love, a lot of fun, abundance, success, the ability to achieve my aspirations. Maybe I do. So I'm going to just open myself up. I'm going to give my energy system permission, even an instruction. Find out if this is really true. See if there's any evidence that I actually am worthy. See if there's some feelings we can get in touch with. Some memories of things I did in the past. Things that were really valuable. And they just kind of got drowned out by all the unworthiness talk. And open it up and open me up to see what's happening right now in my life. To really see all the value that's coming to me, all the value I offer, all the people who do value me. And let that come in too. I only want to know the truth. If I'm really not worth anything, okay. I totally accept that. I am done fighting it. But if I'm not, I really need to see it, to feel it, and to experience it. I know my energy system can open up, can take a look, and if there's evidence, it'll find it. I'm so grateful that I have this incredible gift of my body, the energy that guides it. It has been so good to me, taken such good care of me. Thank you. I love you. Take a deep breath. I just want you to notice, because I do this all the time, this is what inner reconciliation is about, why Master Heart EFT is different, in that I make no argument with any of the energy. I actually invite those parts of you that are in a defensive posture, that are convinced they're worthless, to say, okay, if we are, fine, but if we're not, wouldn't you like to know that? And literally invite the energy system, the nervous system, the neurology, all the little things in the brain that pick what is important in the environment to show to you, to actually open up and look around and see if there isn't some other evidence that says, yeah, I am worthy. But just for right now, just check in for a second. How do you feel? Notice the difference. And really embrace that difference, because that difference, that feeling you're having right now, is the first manifestation of the truth that you are beyond worthy. You are unique and rare in all the universe. Never before has there been anybody like you. Never will there be anybody like you ever again. And there's nobody like you right now. That uniqueness is the very definition of rare. Worthy, you are off the charts priceless. This is G.P. Walsh. Until later.